Welcome to In the Kitchen with Chris. It's artichoke day. We're going to make artichokes in hollandaise sauce. Alrighty. Let me show you how to prepare an artichoke. What you do is you take a French knife or a chef's knife. Cut the bottom of the artichoke off, or else it won't fit in the pot. If there's any ugly leaves on the bottom, pull them off. Yeah, these look pretty good. Now you take a pair of scissors and you have to cut each one of the points off of the artichoke. There are quite a few. Make sure you get them all, because when you eat an artichoke, you dip it in butter, or in this case today we're going to dip it in hollandaise sauce, and you'll find out real quickly if you missed one of those, because they're very sharp and they hurt. So you cut all of these off just like this. Make sure you get them all. In fact, we'll pull this bottom row of leaves off. Now, on the very top of this, you'll see that there are a bunch right next to each other with the pointed part. So we're going to do this the easy way and take a knife and just chop the top off just a little bit, about 1/2 inch. This is a very tough vegetable, and so your knife better be very, very sharp. Now this artichoke is ready to cook. You can steam this, you can boil it, you can probably even bake it if you want in a covered pot. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them in boiling water, which has a little bit of lemon juice in it, and we're going to cook it. This will take about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, because we're very efficient around here, we're going to make our hollandaise sauce right on top of the same pot. So what I did was I chose a bowl that would fit, okay, beautifully, and we're going to make hollandaise sauce. Hollandaise sauce is very simple. A lot of people are scared of it, but you really shouldn't be. You take egg yolks. You can use pasteurized egg yolks, or you can use eggs that you just separated. Then take a little bit of water that goes in with the egg yolks. Now this goes on top of the water. And this is what you do. You cook this until it is very, very thick. If you have the high heat, a little too high on the water, then you're going to make scrambled eggs. Don't do that. So if you need to turn the water down a little, turn the water down. Or what I like to do, because I like to do it fast, is if it gets too hot, I take it off and stir it off the heat, just like this. And then put it back on. You keep it moving the whole time. This is about halfway done already because I have the heat on very, very high. So you just stand here and you stir and you stir and you stir until it's very, very thick. What I have found over the years in my career is that the thicker this is, the easier it is to make hollandaise sauce. And that's getting a little thick too fast, so again, we take it off the heat, whip it a little, and you can see it is very, very foamy and yellow. Okay, this is almost done. Just a few more seconds and we are there. Stir it around. And again, we are ready to go. Okay? Now this is ready. This took what? 40 seconds? Very, very fast. We added the water because it makes it a little harder to overcook the eggs. If you didn't add the water into the yolks, it's very easy to make scrambled eggs. So, now what we're going to do is add our clarified butter. Clarified butter is nothing more than melted butter that you skim. When you melt butter, you're going to have milk solids on the top, clarified butter here, water on the bottom. So take the stuff, if you will, that's in the middle, clarified butter. All right, right there in the middle. Now, this is the part where it takes a lot of manual dexterity. You take your butter and you add just a little bit in the beginning, just a little. And then you add a little more, stirring. If you notice, I'm stirring the whole time. This is 6 egg yolks to 1 pound of butter. That is the ratio. If you ever make hollandaise sauce, remember that ratio. 6 yolks to 1 pound of butter. If you try to put more than 1 pound of butter into 6 egg yolks, it will break. You'll know it has broken because it looks separated and curdled and really nasty looking. See how this sauce looks very smooth and velvety and creamy? That's because it hasn't broken and we're doing it right. One of the things that a lot of people screw up on hollandaise is the butter is too hot or the butter is too cold. The butter has to be room temperature. If it's room temperature, it'll work great every time. So as you can see, I'm just about done. And because we're filming this, I'm not going to add all the butter, even though I could. Now we have to add the seasonings. We're going to take a little bit of cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is classically what is used, or you could use white pepper. Very strong, don't use too much. Then we're going to add some salt. That goes right in. And then we're going to add some lemon juice. I personally like a lot of lemon juice in my Hollandaise, so I added a little extra. Okay, our Hollandaise sauce is now ready to go. So, to serve our artichokes as an appetizer, what we're going to do is we're going to take it, pour it right in our cut glass cruet, and then put that on our plate. Take our artichoke, and due to the magic of television, I have 2 of them done already. So we take our artichoke, and we let all the excess water run out. So hold it upside down for a couple minutes. You could also do this on a paper towel if you wanted, or a beautifully clean cloth towel. I recommend paper towel because you know those are always sanitary. Okay, you have all the excess water drained out, and 1 artichoke per guest is usually a serving. And you would serve this to your guest just like this. Now, let me show you how to eat an artichoke. Some people know this, some people don't. You take a leaf and you pull it off. Here on the inside of the leaf is where all the meat is. So you take this and you dip it in butter, or in this case we made Hollandaise sauce. So you dip it in the Hollandaise sauce just a little bit, and then you turn it so that the meat is up, and you actually drag it through your teeth. Just like that. And so there's actually not a lot of meat in an artichoke. It's one of those kind of appetizers where you better enjoy the person you're sitting with, because you're going to be talking a real long time when you're eating one of these. Okay, let me show you one last thing about an artichoke. Let's say that you get all the way down to the bottom, and you've eaten all these leaves, conversation's going along beautifully, and you are left with the artichoke heart. Okay? Now, here's something I want you to remember. This is very hot, so let me grab a rag here. This is an artichoke heart with the choke right on top. So when you get down to the bottom, some people think this is the very best part. You have to actually scrape away the choke. And as you can see right here, it is, I don't know how to describe this. Almost looks like feathers. And then you scrape that away. If you're sitting in a restaurant, you're sitting at home, you do it with your spoon. Do it with whatever utensil is handy. You scrape that away because you don't want to eat that. It doesn't taste very good. I believe there's an old wives' tale that says it's poisonous, but I don't think that's true. So you scrape that away. And now you are left, as you can see right here, you are left with the artichoke heart. Take your knife, cut it up into small pieces, take your fork, and enjoy that. Well, I hope you learned something about artichokes today. They're nothing to be afraid of. Don't keep them hidden in your refrigerator. Take them out. They're very good. Thanks for coming. See ya.